all angles when you look at it, in terms of the way Shatta speaks, in terms of the way Shatta does his music, in terms of the way that Shatta has influence in certain quarters.
Okay.
Yes, when you combine all those things, he feels that Shatta Wale has a huge cultural capital that even at some point he's not using all of them. He has that potential to let people do certain things. And based on what Oliver is saying, he's saying that he's not tapping in. He's not using it fully. There are certain areas that he's using it. But there are other areas that, according to him, it's on tap. Okay. Yes, he's not using it. It's as simple as that. So people should get that angle.
Fameye, I know Fameye also understands that whatever he is trying to explain, because you know why? Of course, because even without somebody coming to accuse him, say, "Well, man, we politic bag even his own words or some of his actions and inactions self has given him or have given him away to that perception already. Even without him doing, like even before him, he came to do sir Peter Leba antics ne crampo.
You are in the industry, you can share your views, but for you to say that it's because we beg Stonebwoy. Now, almost Stonebwoy and award na any there. No, this year ko begging and say no be any artist of the year. As against somebody and not so campaigning. I mean, that's why I'm saying that it's laughable, and for me, it was more threat than even a disrespect. So at that point, you know, as I did, no, half in a year to actually, no, they half in a paper, half in a corrupted. That's how I see it. And to whatever conversation they were trying to have, I mean, for Ziegah's own dear, even the response from the people around him as at that time, Nimpono, gave him away. Say, oh, Yatsnase. And Yamak can promise the way Yamak can promise a winning artist of the year. It's a certain bad precedent. Okay, Yatsnase, why am I Yatsnase? Why am I you know? Because Saukasi Yatsnase, it's a certain bad precedent. What do you mean? As in say can promise and can artist of the year who? In fact, in the year that review one year or to them, and you didn't be shame the man artist of the year bam as can promise. And only Omubisa Ziegah says, so which part are you talking about? Because I'm not calling for the category definition. So when we look at the category definition, which one? And the chile say can promise a yes in Kempaluta. But meanwhile, me assure say komu probi federal bono mo kache so no ankasa and stating what the category definition po is and konoti hononim. I swear. No nim. That is why he gave it to the people to decide. Onimu say which part and the say can promise a yes in Kempaluta. I mean, the whole analogy, no, there is a difference between woke and sem. Now me disagree. That means the work and Matthias you, but I feel there is also a better version or a better way. So I may disagree with you. But you see, Ziegah, no matter how you try to make sense, like now the argument, like what they're rebating unya. Say now they are busy on Akase. Because of this, I disagree with you, unya.
Ride or drive with Shaxi. Download the Shaxi ride-hailing app and sign up as a driver or rider. Get Shaxi today from the Google Play and Apple App Store today.
It is a Monday evening right here on Sammy Flex TV, Showbiz Daily it is. And the gentlemen are seated. As usual, we have to discuss some of the very important issues within our showbiz space. Long John has changed his position today, playing immediate left to me. Roland is in the middle, as well as in Team Dodo Solomon, aka Chemo, at the left, making sure, I mean extreme left rather, making sure everything is also being controlled on the lines. Behind the scenes, Theophilus Digosh, there's that, and Sam Tuga, they are also running affairs. And you know how we do it. We share ideas, we share with you, and with everyone as well. Ladies and gentlemen, you are welcome. Now, I hope everybody is safe from the floods. Yeah, everybody here is safe.
Yeah,
Everybody here is safe.
Yeah, that's both times.
I hear only desert was partly affected.
Yeah,
that's what I'm hearing.
Alobushi.
But usually we've been hearing the flood around Castle. What's happening with
Me cry, I'm shocked.
Airport Hill?
This time they
Me cry, I'm
Hills.
shocked. Me cry, I'm shocked. Me cry, I'm
I'm
shocked.
not clear drainage system.
Yeah, I'm sure. Maybe they prepared
I
for
think
it.
Kaswa Pastor Boys. So.
For Kaso, I think they
prepared for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
On the stretch from
broadcasting
to
Yeah.
the
Wager.
where the more is where to the Botiano.
Yeah.
I think they've been working there. I
The
mean,
barrier side.
So you are trying to say the lakeside fund,
No, they didn't know their loopholes.
well, I think
No,
didn't
that's
pay
the answer. They
attention,
didn't know.
Yes.
I mean, it has not happened to them. And now, more of the buildings have come.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, they are
Yes,
more
it has not happened there.
Yeah.
And more buildings
These
have
are
sprung up.
Mm.
So now the waterway is blocked fully. But the Kasot would they know.
Yes,
So they prepared
they've
for
been
it.
working. Like even now, when you go around, you will see excavators and other things.
So last
on
time
the
when
road.
we used that route, I told you I saw excavators.
Yes.
yeah,
Kind of-
there's excavators on the road. They are working.
Yeah,
So I think it has helped. I mean, we are not. It has just started, so we don't know how heavy
No, Chemo, they
it
are
will
fine.
get to. But so far, so good.
Oh, but for the first
So far,
time
so
in
good.
a long time, let's give it up for Kaswa.
Yay.
Let's give it
So,
up.
so this
Kaswa
one
in the
is
building.
it
Kaswa is in the
Mahama or the
building.
previous government? How are we going to?
This one's Mahama.
Yeah.
It can be the previous government.
Within these 3 months,
Of
it's
course,
magic.
of
Yes.
course.
No,
Now,
at
some
this
from
point,
December, we
no,
did not
no,
see the excavators there.
No, at this point in Mohammed's career, it's too sudden for you to blame him.
No, we are not.
Sometimes-
We are saying he has done well for Kaswa.
The Kaswa side.
Oh, yeah,
Again, lakeside for the Akufo to see that.
Anyway, so that was just by the way. As much as we are safe and only one of us was partly affected, that is desert. It has even made him sick.
Oh!
Ama of it war
Bench. Popo.
Popo about the motor of the why is it symptoms now. Oh my word. But over the weekend, Osajefo Oliver Baka Vomawo posted something.
Chemo's friend.
And personally, I don't know what he saw. I don't know what he has seen. I don't know what triggered this post. But I also want to read it in the open. Let me ask how you guys understood it. And again, if you guys can direct me to what really he is saying here. He posted that Shatta Wale has more cultural capital than he uses. He is definitely one artist everyone can say is bigger than his music. When I saw it, I said, where is this coming from? What has he seen? Once again, why is he now saying it? Maybe I've lost touch of what he's talking about. Chemo, can you help me?
Yeah, of course.
He says Shatta Wale has more cultural capital than he uses.
Yeah,
He's definitely one artist everyone can say is bigger than his music.
yeah.
How do you understand it?
In fact, he's a typical example of what he is trying to put across in terms of Shatta being bigger than in terms of Shatta being bigger than his music. Because Oliver Vomawo, for instance, he's not true entertainment guy.
No.
He's more political, he's a lawyer, and he knows so much about Shatta.
Exactly.
He's trying to prove the point that it is not just about the music, it's about the personality and the things that he's been doing. When he says that he has more cultural capital than he uses, what he is trying to when you first of all, when you talk about cultural capital, it's the same as saying social capital or other ones. Okay, but in this sense, he is using cultural capital because when you talk about the culture, you get so many points or values from it. The culture, as we know, is a way a group of people live.
Yeah.
Yes, and it will be based on food that they eat, the songs that they like, the way that they dance, and all those things. So instead of saying social capital to make it one, and he's using the word cultural capital, he's trying to say that all angles when you look at it, in terms of the way Shatta speaks, in terms of the way Shatta does his music, in terms of the way that Shatta has influence in certain quarters.
Okay.
Yes, when you combine all those things, he feels that Shatta Wale has a huge cultural capital that even at some point he's not using all of them.
Okay.
Yes, that's what he's trying to say. And I agree with him to some extent, because sometimes you may have certain potential, but if you are not careful and you use it, it will go against you. So you will
if you're not careful and you use it.
Yes, it will still go against you.
Okay.
Because when you use it in a way that some people will not be happy and they will come after you. And because in this case the values are so many, political side is there, entertainment and even politics in entertainment is there. So if you are fighting people in politics and at the same time fighting people in entertainment, for instance, you will be exhausted. So you may not be able to fight it. So he has a point. But the bottom line is that he's saying that Shatta is so influential, he's so powerful that he feels that he's not even using all the potential that he has. There are some untapped potential of Shatta's value. That's what he's trying to say. I mean, the word may be bigger for some people, the cultural capital, but the simple term of it is that Shatta is so powerful that he feels that he's not using all his powers.
Okay.
In terms of influence. Like he said that okay, Shatta can wake up, according to what he's saying, I'm just basing on that to give this scenario.
Okay.
Shatta can wake up one day and say that okay, let's do demonstration against the flooding in Ghana here. And according to him, based on what he's saying, it will work. Like people will come out and do it because of Shatta. But we have never seen Shatta calling people to go and do demonstration. So he's not tapping that potential that he has.
Okay.
Yes. At the same time, Shatta can do something like the last time that he said that I'm the demon, put powder on his face. People were doing
it. Went viral, yeah.
Yes, so it should show you that he has that potential to let people do certain things. And based on what Oliver is saying, he's saying that he's not tapping in. He's not using it fully. There are certain areas that he's using it, but there are other areas that, according to him, it's untapped. Yes, he's not using it. It's as simple as that. So people should get that angle. And for Oliver, who is a political guy, who is a lawyer, who we can consider as a part of the elite, recognizing the potential of Shatta, it is, in fact, you can't argue against what he's saying. Because for him to know more about Shatta to say this should tell you that yes, indeed, Shatta has that potential. He is far bigger than his music. People will love him not because of his music, but other things that he's been doing, and that will give him the cultural capital that he's talking about.
I think Chemo has opened it up. Obviously, Shatta is that guy. He does what he wants to do, and anytime he goes into something, he definitely succeeds at it. Maybe that is what Oliver Vomawo. Hey, Vomawo.
Oliver Baka.
Okay, Vomawo. Baka ne de bebe.
Osana de osaje for crack.
Freedom fighter. Wow, Long John, I think I saw you share this post, right?
Yes, I said.
Long John.
I shared the post.
Have you got it?
Not yet.
Okay, so you also understood it differently. I'm sure Rizidi said.
Right. So first of all, me, what I believe from, I think that was a very honest opinion, and I think it came out at a time that people is expected. Looking at the situation that was happening around in Ghana at that time, and then he dropped that. I think it was very unexpected. And looking at who said it, I think he's one of the guys who is very honest in the political space.
Yeah.
If you talk about honesty, he doesn't really have a side to it. To the point.
No, I know what you mean by his honest.
Yes.
Chemo and Roland, they are hearing different.
I mean,
like, he does well to even point out some of the wrongs of the NDC.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Though many people felt he was for them.
Yes.
But I see him bashing them.
Yeah,
Wow.
yes,
Yeah.
that's
I know that's what you want to say.
For an honest guy to, I mean, somebody who is seriously politically centered and inclined to say something like this, I think it's not far-fetched. It's something we in the ecosystem know.
Yeah.
Because one thing I can tell you for free is, I think there was a video trending, and probably maybe that was the video he saw that influenced his decision to make that post. I don't know if you guys remember some months ago a video of a fan being asked a question, what's the real name of Stonebwoy? They asked him, who's his favorite artist?
Yeah.
They said Stonebwoy.
Yeah.
Then they asked him, what is the real name of Stonebwoy? Then quickly he had to change his mouth. He said, my favorite artist is Shatta Wale. His name is Charles Nyama.
Yeah.
So in a nutshell, that should tell you that
I remember that viral.
for someone who is easily remembered by his real name, by an opponent fan, it should tell you that, of course, if you talk about cultural influence in Ghana, his music aside, you can't take it away from him. You understand? And that is a clear-cut example.
Okay.
And if you should also look at what culture mean, like he also said, I mean, it has to do with the influence, the language, the food, and everything. If you look at Shatta Wale's style of music, he adds she, a blend of the Gan, a blend of how do you call it,
Patois.
Santa Hausa, Patois, and even how do you call it, Pidgin English.
Yeah.
You understand? Which is even easily relatable by the streets.
Okay.
So something like this, his music itself is one part of him.
Okay.
And you see, I believe what he's even trying to, what he's speaking to is to the political elites.
Okay.
He's trying to tell them that Shatta Wale is a voice they are not using.
Okay.
Because I don't think he's talking to the entertainment world. I think he believes Shatta has reached that peak. And I also believe he's awakening the third man in Shatta for him to start thinking in the political direction.
Okay.
That's how I see it. Because if you look at everything he's saying, he's trying to tell Shatta Wale that you have a personality that can move mountains in a political space.
Okay.
That's how he's trying to empower Shatta Wale so he understands that the voice he's using in the entertainment industry, if they don't cherish it, he should come to the political space. And already Shatta Wale has started doing certain stuff like that. You know, recently he dropped a letter to Mahama or the government talking about how influencers are very important.
Media and all.
This, for someone, it's not easy for you to be an artist, make a discussion, and becomes a headline of every entertainment show. No.
And again, I think in recent times, one thing that might have prompted him for this was the Sammy Jenfi something.
Yeah, right.
You know, when the Sammy Jenfi issue came, Shatta made one post and
everywhere.
it was
Thank you.
on all the platforms.
Thank you. So you see, they should tell you that I believe he's trying to awaken Shatta Wale to realize that his personality in the entertainment space, if they don't cherish it, he should look for a political party and align with. Because it is so strong that it can start a movement. And he knows Shatta Wale knows. So he's trying to create that awareness that probably you've not thought to this direction. But look this way. Because how can an artist put music aside, come on Facebook, TikTok Live, and change the whole country narration into whatever he has done on TikTok or Facebook? It is not ordinary. And that is the influence he's talking about. Some people's parents, people's lovers decide to put, imagine you taking a video of yourself, say, how many times you have to record to even post. And somebody decides to paint their face just because Shatta Wale painted their face.
Yeah.
That influence is not easy.
I understand.
So I believe those are the things that force those narration out, because it's something he's seen a bigger picture with Shatta Wale, which probably Shatta is, and he has seen the way the industry treats Shatta. And if anybody has a clear eye, they realize Shatta is not being treated fairly by industry people. But then again, if you are not being cherished, Charlie, come on away. Because we need people like you. And if, imagine Shatta Wale being a political activist in this country, a lot of wrongs will go right. Because he will tell you to your face whether you are his friend. You understand? So I believe that was the mindset
he also came from. Wow. Let me go on to Roland. He's a family member more. So, Ro, how did you also understand what Oliver posted?
Well, for me, I was not surprised. I was just excited, and my reason, I have different reasons. One of them is out of the fact that this is coming from a politician who is seeing a colleague politician. Yes,
I know, right?
Who is talking about a colleague politician. I've been saying this, that if you are looking for one person who we don't know as a true and true politician, but his way of life, his movement, and how he moves is very, very identical to who a politician or how a politician moves. It is only Shatta Wale in this country. And I even use his fan base categories as even a typical example. His fan base cut through all the sectors as far as the caliber of people a politician wants, from the elite to the middle class to the ordinary person on the street. Shatta's fan base cut across. And we see for Oliver to make that particular conversation here, culture we know is a way of life.
Okay.
The capital that he's talking about is the influence that you have. It's the power for you to just drive a certain direction or cause a certain change. And that is what he's referring to. You see, it is not easy. It is not easy for somebody to have that cultural capital. And here, the cultural capital, as I said, is a way of life. You know? It's how you are able to tell people how to live.
Okay.
Or even when they are living a certain lifestyle, how you are able to shift them from one side to the other. And that is a typical example of how a politician moves. A politician's aim is to move you from whatever direction you are to his direction. If he is going south and he wants you to go south and you are going north, see, so obekwa asase so be resuru musro abetwe free north for the wako south. That is his aim. And the interesting thing is that I also say sometimes people from that level most of the times do not understand how we operate in our industry. So another interesting thing is that enye bebiana some of our people in the industry yeti omudinwo. There are some places that you will never hear any entertainer's name during those meetings or those circles. You won't forget. But Shatta's name is so bigger than his music to the extent that there are certain places that you will go, certain conversations I won't have, and you will hear his name, and you will now begin to wonder why his name was even mentioned in the first place. Right. And a typical example is the Sammy thing that you mentioned. See, yes, so many people commented, so many people spoke about it, from the middle class to the elite, some even through and through politicians. But one of them that became very, very topical was when Shatta just made a simple statement about it, and that was it. Right. And I'm sure in their close quarters, when they are discussing whatever went on as far as that conversation is concerned, somebody will mention Shatta Wale's name, and it will not be about the music. So in that aspect, see, when you even speak to some of these Nigerians, and they are even talking about some of the artists they like from this country, some people are able to mention Shatta Wale even without mentioning any of his songs. But they know Shatta Wale is from Ghana. Whenever they want to say anything about Ghana, entertainment or whatever, or even mention some of the personalities they know from Ghana, Shatta Wale's name will be mentioned. But you will be surprised that if you ask them, okay, sing one of Shatta Wale's songs, some of them may not be able to sing, but they know the name Shatta Wale. That is how big his name or his cultural capital or influence is. So me, I'm not surprised, because there are some people whose songs are also bigger than them. We know. There are some people that these people will only remember them whenever their songs are being played or their song is playing. But there are some people that, like Shatta Wale, whether his song is being played or not, you will still hear his name in conversation and in places. count yourself. We have top musicians in this country, from the veterans to the ones that are still like middle veterans, I call them, to even the Gen Z simple. How many of them? So many people are as equally influential as Shatta Wale, but how many of them have been able to get some form of seal or endorsement, even from the first gentleman or the seat of the presidency? How many? How many? Talk less of the privilege of even going to meet them in the close quarters. When you go to Shatta Wale's house, it is there. What the President Akufo-Addo gave to him. The key, the presidential key. How many of our top musicians have it? And it says a lot. And you see, for the president to do that, then it means that your influence transcends beyond music. Even into their space. And it is no joke. So, it coming from Oliver, I am not not so surprised, but I am just excited because he said before and he's seen that thing in Shatta Wale, and now he can't keep it anymore for him to come and voice it out.
Well, thank you. I think now the understanding is clear, because I remember when it came up, Shatta himself saw it and he was like, okay, if that's what he's saying, then more to come. So I'm sure now this conversation will really open it up for him to also get a deeper meaning or understanding to what Oliver meant. Now, let's move on to some other stories where Fameye has put out a video, obviously thanking his fans for supporting him to win the High Life Artist of the Year. And again, Fameye has a problem. His problem is that he thinks anytime he's doing that his Peter River, anytime that he's doing that his Peter River dance, everybody's Fameye no. Fameye no fun.
With the pharmacy.
And Fameye is asking, are you okay? So can't I be happy for being happy sick? And that anytime I have to show my antics, you'll be asking my fun. Fameye is talking about it. He put it out in a self-made video. Let's go watch it. When I come back, ask my people, is Fameye wrong in this particular narrative where people are accusing him for doing what he has not done? Or maybe, or maybe we should define ways for him to say to debate or to show his excitement, so that people don't judge him some more. Stay tuned. I'm coming.
This year, I'm sure a lot of my songs that I'm going to release are going to be high life music, pure high life music, modernized high life music, Boga high life, Peter high life, as I say. Thank you so much. I really appreciate. I mean, I was expecting a lot of awards, like almost all the 3 categories I was being nominated for. I still give thanks because for being Kofi. And you see, Ghana for any people say, many Jana just say, Manum we and I say, Manum Bibi, Mentiase, Ubiano Kwan or Fasujin in New Abrabum. Ubiano Kwan in Nigeria, our dear Peter Kennedy, I must Peter Fan. Bro, look at me. Guy man say, and I'm be don't mean for me your drugs. Me say, when I was award, and now when I miss sure we do paper so yeah. Cowboy any chain me day. Right. Abu Munjasa,
London, they are accusing Fameye for doing what is not done.
It's so bad. So bad. You see,
it's so bad, huh?
Let's blend this with Kofi Mole's own. I think recently he also started issuing stern warning to lawyers too.
Yes, from Afanya to Chambers.
So I think it all boils down to some of the narration people say about them. But I believe it's just one of those PR stunts. That's what I believe. His name has not been really in the news for some time.
Fameye.
Yes. After the TGMA performance, everybody wants to be talked about too.
Okay.
And after the TGMA, the talkability was around 2 names.
Still.
Yes, and still.
But
so you just have become this thing.
You
and I know. You and I know this thing Fameye did. It will not make or change anything. The narration that is out there will still hold.
But he's telling you on fire.
Say in the waka.
Detail the waka.
In some no waka no. Any year so na nkofo hwe de kan you. It is over Peter. So we go to Saturday on Quadia. Off Anyama. No, listen, let me tell you. They didn't tell you you've taken that when you were solemn. They saw an action. And since that action is going to continue.
And it says the action is out of excitement.
Out of excitement, good. Walk out here. But Peter, do you see the action he does? That is not normal. Look, even this guy, what's his name? Code Mickey. People say West States to him, but this guy is not. But we have people who talk like that. That's what Ghanaians don't understand. That's why I'm saying certain things. He knows, he is aware that way any issue be but of course to keep his name afloat. The only time an artist can gain mileage, especially artists that are very quiet, when they talk about women, and then when they talk about smoking and drinking. Omunya cast adina news. Because omunya name so omunya di Fameye like this. Aside Bosonkweku seminar eba no. These are the stuff that can, because he's not the giddy type. Uncle car artist be. I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying. So these are the only thing that will get him. The last time Fameye was in the news, wasn't about a woman. Yes, I was a girl for Frobi na PR Basabi.
Oh, na say about Kubia ba. Promoter be watch actually we. That's
what I'm saying. It's good. It's definitely going to be. It's definitely going to be our advice. I don't think that was it. I don't think that was it. With such calm artists, women or drugs. You understand? Or illicit substances. What you say against them, like. No,
but see, when it comes to performers, if we judge performers on their antics on stage to think
then everybody is on drugs.
Then everybody is on drugs.
You see the beauty of this thing? The beauty of this thing is, why would someone like Shatta Wale not be bothered? What have they not said about Shatta Wale? But he has never made time to say, you know what, I'm going to explain to you what I think. That's what I'm saying. For calm artists like Fameye, who we know there are two things that you can get to them. Women and then illicit drugs. What I say? Aside that, no, or you be any news. Because we know it for that, or child here, any news. Only artists be any news. Because Sako them, Fameye, both of them are two good artists. But somebody like Shatta Wale doing a song with maybe one kind of one system, only Obisa Yenuma, a bit my news. I never remember it's a new man, a bit news. You understand? So certain things about certain artists, it can be news. But artists like Kenata, Fameye, if a bit news for two things, and say an accident, and now the bonidia, there are two things, a ma and a drugs. And they a bit more shaky the whole system. So that's why me want to say a big deal. And I feel he is saying it because he wants to be in it. Because anyway, okay, I won't go. So long as you be Petareba, those actions you do come out there, you won't. And that one there, you actions no.
Okay, take over from there.
Fameye.
Peter Fameye.
He said he's doing what he's explaining something he's not done.
Yes.
Okay.
Something you guys are accusing him
you take it like
for
that,
doing. You guys are accusing him for doing something that he's not
done. But how are you going to explain something?
Well, of course, if he's saying he's not done it, and you that you are accusing him, we call you for evidence, and it is only going to be speculative, then he has every right to come and deny it.
Right.
Because you that you are even pointing accusing fingers at him, you can't even prove it. Even if you have evidence, there are some people that may even have evidence that may not even have the balls to even bring it out. It is also there. Promoter or Babon Timbeka, so what actually we politics back could ya come back brothers on shini you know 190 who bisa dano o catch there say ombe kanya mo the ma family as at that night. I'm not sure he would even have the balls to come and say it. And now say who bisa ni sisi ampo no abeka say or the we bottle command family bisa ni so nya we anyway. Na hwe di obeka.
Or say boys in
or say boys me.
Ghetto boys.
Ask him to even point to one person who was able to get him that. And you will see him fumble. So at the end of the day, even if you want to search for concrete evidence to nail what Fameye is saying, Obeble, that is the hard truth. So you can't you can't do anything about it. He's saying what he wants to say. He's saying what he wants to say. If you don't have evidence, shut up. But Fameye, I know Fameye also understands that whatever he is trying to explain, because you know why? Of course, because even without somebody coming to accuse him, say, "Well, man, we politic bag even his own words or some of his actions and inactions self has given him or have given him away to that perception already. Even without him doing, like even before he came to do sir Peter Leba antics ne crampo. Okoka say ahaban obete so wunshi pi.
Those were just lyrics.
Exactly.
Those were just
no,
lyrics.
you see,
he was singing for
they were
his
lyrics.
fans.
They were
not
lyrics.
just
No, you can't judge that.
He was singing for his fans.
No, yes, I will agree with you when you say those are just lyrics.
Yes.
But you see, unfortunately, you are not the one to determine which one is just and which one is not just. Because when you ask Fameye himself, he will tell you music is very spiritual. And it is not connected literally, like hard to the soul, to the mind. So you see, you may see that line as just lyrics. But there is somebody who sees Fameye on that level, and whatever Fameye is saying, so Fameye say habano or better so name mo shinipi, and you me so mete so me shinipi.
Say nipa no come.
Exactly. So
or come nipa yes or no shi.
Inti me dem in kasa or come. Inti one say ono kasa. There are some people that may take it as okay or karma me. There are some people that may also see it as a form of connection. Oh, and yeah, that explains why I love Fameye's music so much. As a yeah, we see ourselves as classmates. You understand? People love these musicians and these celebrities with different reasons. There's somebody that them you know that somebody has told me. I remember somebody told me that now he likes Sarkodie. But first no pen I said, when I see Ade, no see Sarkodie has now been very open even with his smoking habits. Because on him says Sarkodie did from Kasahari time. But who says Sarkodie has ever smoked in public. So because of that, he saw Sarkodie as Krife. Say Sarkodie a living double standard life. But now that Sarkodie has been very open with his smoking, he likes Sarkodie now. So you see, a very funny reason why the person says he likes Sarkodie. What I say, you know, for me, Fameye there, I know he knows and he understands that. The explanation there, to say the parable of the Sisuano. There are some that will fall on hard rocks. We hope and pray. Say some will fall on fertile land, that some people will believe what he's saying.
Okay.
Yes, some people will believe. It is just hope. But the others that will not believe.
Okay.
Fameye pa, Uncle Bokasoko. Uncle Jina Pope in Chenunkuta Pope in the star, say Pope no Koya Massa. Once I Bobo no Mudi Chinepu say, on Fanon Fenichi, Obio did say Peter Leba.
Then they're not just a smoke now. I didn't just smoke
in every case, there is a smoke.
Still only. So for me, it is interesting, but I know he just tried to come to do some indirect damage control. He wanted to respond to that allegation, but no person will call it direct.
Okay, yes, Chabo, come through.
Oh, I think it's because of his actions and inactions, like they are saying, based on some things that he's been saying off record and even on record. Off record one, the man never can. Or see, on come be not oh shit. What do you say? I didn't.
We see it here. I didn't Rasta coming in the cloud of coming in the
Cloud of smoke.
So I don't know off record. I mean on record, the man cannot even put that thing on record. Or because they would be and they will come
right. We politics
based on those things. people will at a point have that perception that okay, maybe you are into it, especially in a space that we know that a lot of his colleagues or more yes man and you know obi off record say watch it in a bottle. I'm all shares and saying it.
Really?
Who didn't get then a perception like that to go away. So when you watch his video too, he says that a fine boy like me.
Fine boy like me, how can I be doing that? But who's a fine
even his way of debunking or addressing the issue is also exposing you because fanboys be family.
Oh, of course, sure.
So don't make it look like fanboys don't do that. So it's because of his actions and inactions. That's why people are having that perception. In fact, nobody has come out to say it like boldly say oh yeah, obedient me my out to make answer. But based on off-record evidence, any based on his own actions, people will have that perception. So if Peter Riba no, a man for ever attributed to that there, it is difficult for him to get off that thing. The way that he can maybe get people's perception changed will be that he will stop saying certain things, he will stop acting certain ways, and then Peter only some action. The perception will be there. He will just have to live with it for the rest of his life, and he will not be the first person I will go through that thing. It's just because of association. Black Rasta, for instance. People they've been saying it. But Obi on it, Black Rasta there. Obi on it, Black Rasta associated be him say Black Rasta. Oh, of course. It's so you see, you are judging him based on actions now. But when you get closer, you will know say no, it is not like the way people outside see it. The same way will go for Fameye. If be action now from outside in it dear. Then for us to say and yes sanity. But if we get closer, we can say oh Fameye, you are not doing something like that. So until he will change his ways, he should just go with it for the rest of his career.
Well, Fameye, we understand. In fact, we see. We don't judge.
We don't judge.
Yes, so we will see you doing all your Peter antics, but we will not judge you for doing anything. That is what we will not do. That one for real. Now let's combine some two topics, and I'm sure after that we can run away to prepare for other stuff later. And it's about some remarks or some commentaries that we've seen from two shows on TV. One on Adom TV and one from UTV. Sally Frimpongman's Showtime, as well as UTV's United Showbiz, where Ziegah was seen saying some things far away from what the real issues are when it comes to our music industry, awards and more. Then again, Sally also talking about King Promise disrespecting Stonebwoy and matters out of it. We will watch these two videos, and when I come back, I know earlier in my editorial I actually dealt with it, but it is their time to also deal with it their own way. Let's go watch it. When I come back, we are closing.
The message kakra me do what King Promise and say, we are abofra, o bano, ihu say, uni ye manwa, ene nante, ihu say, o tafre wano. No so flap nimu. Now I like sexy girls. Now ye may do a chick near Julie over you. And that same crofu mudi do a chin tram or what divert your free situation who say, Open say, Ujai darling boy now we no a bus street anymore. So silent fights and one answer competition now person what they must Stonebwoy no. Jai Stonebwoy would do nenim achewo. Every single time of a mountain stage be an certain who apart from any other artist that you will come say. Ain't ya Gregory, Bote, I would do King Promise. Who lame ne duate. Mama Gana me too for moment what you be as your superstar chest Stonebwoy to disrespect. I don't know. Me no 4 eyes. wo career no enche ebegu say wo try beam one because we need fan base I would never fight beam enti di wo lem wo tell you akwaboa city no wo the way a friend say kidity no di wo umale ni mu akwaboa na man na dwa ne kakra because of aware no ko ware ye no enti mu say man ni trole le yere ne say omo jealousy nko a enti Gregory mi body pa bote obi ade bote de e wo say nansan eye wadwenu ma e man krofom pushun kasa woni Stone Boy were the same league because we are winning an award after na we crave for who lobby winning be it take your time me we am untouchable say man for one kan no kwaria na krofom do achi o ye superstar in chess o main Stone Boy it do lovers lane mu na bim en won street ni mu because Afro pop there reggae and dancehall fight competition there e fa wo bay o ya abofra nso o ya abofra baby a Stone Boy drew no Afro na person drew ho it is person drew ho there that's all bro ho ase enye so mo piapia no megu career and I did back I want to put it out there and say answer na nkrofobi be support we working promise no they had to seek permission from Stone Boy before they were able to come and support you. Me, Mama Gametina, I personally and a few friends placed the call to the Beam Quarters to allow you win Artist of the Year because we are one of the people who waving the flag of Ghana high. It's this way now winning, you know, and you by your strength because if you by merit and then you lobbying. I can Stone Boy best I should be. I can bet you with anything with me. Ti ya beg ya man. Ya say so man winni bia. Respect him because bibia wa ye no ntumi nye bi da wo carry animu. Ti me mama ga me do no. Me ka no kra kire. Ko ka mo de fan fooling ko no be fan fooling. Unu baby a. Unu baby I can promise. Asen wa win no first Artist of the Year. If it to me back third, no second, third and fourth, then you can have a conversation with Stone Boy. Otherwise, day your lover's boy lane and leave the street for the streets. That's what I want.
Wusha kwanya ya making promise e wini sa e ya set a bad precedent. Yes. Messi ya set a bad precedent. Messi kwanya ya faswa ya making promise. E wini messi e kwanya ya faswa ma can promise every new Artist of the Year. Yeah, the whole thing. One, when we read the definition, the category definition of Artist of the Year, tell me the definition of where area Ben and I can promise ability can paluta. Tell me. As I say. No, we are discussing and criticizing. Do you critique?
No juice. No juice.
And that's not okay.
Bacho. No juice.
Oh, tell me, yeah, review. You are talking about
there were about 7 people or so in the same category.
I'm coming because that Nipa 3 and then you say when we talk about dreams.
You telling me Joe Meta did
it? No. Oh my mainland day. If you start interjecting me, I will lose focus.
The host of the show is asking you a question. Why are you saying that? Why? What kind of disrespect is that?
Sorry. I'll come to the lobby. Don't we haven't finished.
Team Eternity. Yeah, Kweku Black.
Kweku Smoke, rather.
Sorry.
Joe Metal.
Yeah, Joe Metal.
Stone Boy.
Stone Boy.
Kim Promise.
Yeah, Kim Promise.
Kim Paluta.
Yeah, Kim Paluta.
Team Eternity.
Okay. Who say? Who say? Yeah, wrong. They say
because there's a criteria. Yeah, they govern. Sarcasm group. Before that person,
the criteria near there.
He doesn't need to meet you and catch an offense.
Good. Before that, na kwa quick say ya traho because ono no kasa no
you made us to understand that you deserved your friend artist of a gospel artist of the year. So we are on the same year discussing. Me dear, per the category definition. I'm the my enemy army data and statistics are my. There's nowhere unless I can promise you me. That is what I believe.
Okay.
That is what that's
your belief. We don't care about it now. You know why? King Promise is on the throne. So shelve it.
But you said that but what do you have to do?
No, because there's no way I said King Promise winner. I think you should have probably said there's no way I King Promise ever artist of the year category.
Missy, going forward.
Look at it. That person has about 10 nominations. 10.
He had the highest nomination.
Oh,
no person who can't talk about the highest.
10.
How many awards did you win before the artist of the year? 3. I just said I will. You are not fair to me. You are not fair to me. I'm coming out with my opinion. Look at your mom.
It's your opinion. Let's go.
Kwaku say artist 10 nominations. Okay. How many awards? How many awards were we before? No. Artist of the year. How many artists? How many? Good. Obia
before artist of the year.
You can't say before artist of the year.
You are.
Yes.
There is also contested the artist of the year. It is year no thinking.
Or contested it is waste of energy. I didn't see that.
And then that Sunday, who to me can Saturday. Yabo 2, who come to me can say 1. Then I person who nipa drink, who person nipa bodam wa. You are forcing there to be there. While there is not there.
But I'm not listening to you.
Yeah, what are you saying? You want to be,
can I proceed?
I know there are some people here, if they could time travel to last week, they will do that. Hoping that things will change.
Wow, Chamo, have you seen these videos? The videos that I'm talking about.
Yeah, I've watched.
And again, what do you make out of them?
Yeah, it's some way. For me, there are some people who are even saying that she should apologize and all those things. For me, I don't think we should get to that point.
Okay.
Especially coming from some people who are branding themselves as from a particular ethnic group or tribe. I hate that thing. You see, when it was in school that I saw that at the university, we had tribal associations, and it was one thing that I hate so much that if I see their poster, that tribal thing, I hate it because I don't see the benefit of saying that I'm from this tribe, so I deserve this or I deserve that. Everybody deserves respect. Exactly. So whether you are from Ga Adangbe, whether you are from the Kwawu or Ashanti or whatever, you deserve respect. So why do you want to give that particular respect to the fact that you are Ga Adangbe? I don't see it as necessary. You can go ahead and say that you don't have to disrespect this guy based on so and so reason. But if you want to say that based on the fact that he's a Ga, Indino tanka oya Ashanti ni dianke ni dinata. Ana says anko oye Kwawu ni dianke ni dinata. Ana oye vote ni aye ni dinata. That's way besides the point. So for those who are fond of going the tribal way to address sometimes serious issue, I think they should stop, because most of the time it will take away the importance of what we are trying to discuss here. Let's put that one aside. What Sally said, well, in a way, I feel that it was more like a threat than even a disrespect. It's like if you don't take care and you do this is why. So
I'll kill your career.
Your career and all those things, and we begged him to give you the this award, because if they were we were going so hard, you can promise will not win and all those things. I think those statements, they are bogus statements. I mean, we can even laugh at it. For me, it was more like a threat, but for those who are in the industry and for those who know how the whole thing is, I mean, this is laughable. Who is even Sally to decide who should win an award or not? I mean, you are in the industry, you can share your views, but for you to say that it's because we begged Stonebwoy. Now, almost Stonebwoy an award na any there. No, this year ko begin and turn obi arene artist of the year as against somebody and not so campaigning. I mean, that's why I'm saying that it's laughable, and for me it was more threat than even a disrespect.
Okay.
She was just sharing her opinion that if you are objective and you know the industry and how it works, you will see her as saying something that we shouldn't take her serious. That is it. So for me, that's how we should situate it. Okay. Instead of us going the tribal lines, instead of us trying to make it look like she has said something so serious that we have to tackle it. I mean, we shouldn't give it that audience. We should just treat it the contempt that it deserves. Okay. And just leave it as such. Because there are some people who will say the same thing or even worse, and people will not react. Okay. Because of who they are. And if Sally will continue to say things in this manner, we should just ignore her like others. Okay. Because at that point we know that she's not just a serious person.
Someone who struggles to make her own show gain relevance.
So what it means that she's not a serious person, and we should not give attention to certain things that she will say. So for me, I think that's how we should go about it. And again, with the Ziegah's issue, that one too is the same thing. I mean, he was trying to make a point. And in his quest of making his point that King Paluta deserves it more than King Promise, he gave reasons or a direction that you can't even make anything out of it. Like you can't follow him. You see, we have people making argument that okay, King Paluta deserves the award, and here are the reasons. Then they will talk about his popular songs. They will talk about the fact that he was influential when you consider the year under review and all those things. Ziegah decided not to go that direction, but rather go against King Promise and say things in a way that like and someone like what at all are you like what's he saying? Exactly, like what at all are you trying to say? So for me, when you hear things like that, yes, you can tell them that the way that you are saying your thing, even if you have reasons, you are not communicating. You are not saying it in a way for people to say that okay, we know, we understand what you are saying, but you are wrong, or we disagree. But in this case, it's like, it's either you want to attack the person, or you don't have a better way of saying whatever that you want to communicate. So saying that we have allowed King Promise to win the Artist of the Year, I mean, I didn't get that. Who allowed him? Who are those people that you are saying that have allowed King Promise to win the Artist of the Year? So for me, I think the conclusion that I make out of what they have done is this. They were not saying anything that we can engage them in terms of, okay, this is your point, I disagree, this is that. We can't engage it, especially the way that they went about it. So we should just ignore and move on to the next thing.
Well, Roland, take over from there.
It's interesting how you combine the male and the female version. Like, I was looking for the male version and bam, it like that. And like, we can name but female version, we are na male version never top we happen.
I mean, the Sally go can.
Okay, I don't want to the whole Saturday, then you bring there. Me sure that man for me share ni na nya tipaye. You see, and then Achemoka, the Sally's own. I also disagree with the people that are calling for the apology and stuff. Not the fact that they are demanding for an apology, no. But the angle that they are coming from as an ethnic piece. Or what I mean, me disagree because that is why I also have like it takes me off whenever somebody comes to say Obana or didn't attempt Obana. I hate it. Say yendidini partem or yendidini partem. The person should be addressed as a human being. Yeah. And that respect. Because you see, some people also hide behind the fact that to disrespect men and insult them. But people will keep quiet. Yes, people will keep quiet. And when the men rebut, that is it. And I will bear man or ban I will and I will baby. But I ask myself, no. So when you were disrespecting him, if you say, "Oh no, ban no, na ye bear maybe the man," and then they die and the man in him, no, ye won't.
Ben maybe the D now.
So ask me. So at that point, you know, as I did, no, half in a year to actually, no, they half in a half in Ankasa corrupted.
Very deep.
That's how I see it. And to whatever conversation they were trying to have, I mean, for Ziegah's own dear, even the response from the people around him as at that time, Nimpono, gave him away. Say, oh, yaktanase. And Yamakin promise the way Yamakin promise every new artist of the year, it's a certain bad precedent. Okay, Yatnase, why am I Atnase? Why am I you know? Because Saukasi Yatnase, it's a certain bad precedent. What do you mean? As in say can promise and can artist of the year who? In fact, in the year that review one year or to them, and you didn't be shame the Yaman artist of the year bam as can promise. And now say, are you trying? Yes, you can have your own opinion. Say maybe to you somebody did better than him. Yeah. I was expecting him to say, oh, because of this data, that data. So me, I think even Kim Paluta deserved it more than Kim Promise. I would not have any problem. But I can say, oh, yeah, at the science who now teacher need to no say. Do you understand? Or say yes. Is there any part that you don't understand? No, be a man say yeah. Which part? The whole show. Which one is the whole show? And only Omubisa Ziegah says, so which part are you talking about? Because I'm not calling for the category definition. So when we look at the category definition, which one? And the chair say can promise yes in Kempaluta. But meanwhile, me assure say komu probi federal bono mo kache so no ankasa and stating what the category definition po is and konoti hononim. I swear. No nim. That is why he gave it to the people to decide. Onimu. Say which part and the treasure can promise yes in Kempaluta. I mean, the whole analogy, no, there is a difference between woke and sem. Now me disagree. That means the woke and Matthias you, but I feel there is also a better version or a better way. So I may disagree with you. But you see, Ziegah, no matter how you try to make sense, like now the argument like what they rebating po unya ope ba ku say now they are based on akase because of this I disagree with you po unya. For Sally's own, of course, the female version, she just came to say whatever she wanted to say out of like her personal sentiment. Say your friend say she will kill a second promise and she they will kill his career. One, I am looking for one person, just one, who can own up and say, just like Obi and Ponsa, can wake up and say, one day where nobody was giving them platform. Sammy Flex platform was that platform that shot them to fame.
Yeah.
I am looking for one person who will wake up one day and tell me that, oh, Sallymann platform and the mami yo be Sisia me kasi. I am looking for one person.
Okay.
I am looking for one person. Then we measure the person's relevance. You see, most of the times they hide behind affiliations and come and talk baller. Nyama no kind. Chemo say bogus. And baller. They hide behind and come and talk baller. Somebody, let's throw a challenge. I will throw this challenge to any of them. I'm not now. And I They are so. Do you know the number of underground artists that will be any more here platform in this country? Go and pick one. Go and pick one.
No blood near her.
No blood near her. So who was out to me now? Pick one. No blood near her.
Blow no show.
No blood near her. You see, now. you ask yourself, it is about time you write petition to the NCA to be looking into some of these things. I think it is about time we even contact, like we need more psychiatric doctors in this space. Oh, I won't lie. Oh, I won't lie because there are some of them.
Oh, some will say it is even more in the political space. So if you say
no problem, no, I am not in the political space, so I will not go and think for them.
Okay.
I am more concerned about where I belong.
Okay.
So me, I think we need more of them here.
Okay. Long John will close the show for us before we run away from here. Long John, take over from here. Ziegah, Sallymann on some commentaries that are seen to be awkward.
First of all, I want to talk about very important things. So I would like to take out Sallymann's conversation from my list.
Oh.
Thank you very much for the due audience.
Oh.
Now let's go to Ziegah. Ziegah is more important.
What do you mean?
You said?
What do you mean?
Ghanaians know Sallymann. So nobody takes her statement serious.
Male and female version.
Yes.
Oh, she has a show that she's hosting. Or you think someone who is not important,
you see,
a whole multimedia will give her a show?
She thrives on negativity. And if you are a human being and you are guarded with negativity, I believe you have little or no impact to make in this ecosystem. You understand?
Your negativity might be subjective to you.
You see the beauty of everything. It is my negativity.
Yeah, it might be subjective to you.
Let's listen to their positivity. What did they say about her?
Someone else might see it positive.
Good, so they should follow her. And I'm doing Nipa 5. That's why I don't want to worry I want to worry myself on the honorable United Showbiz that is of more relevance than her show. That people even barely know about.
Okay, continue.
Yes. So, as for the guest statement, I believe it's very unfortunate and uncouth. He's giving me more. You see, first of all, I didn't want to believe he was the one saying it. I sent you the link because I was highly disappointed. The way I rate him right now, I be like, entertainment is making him drop the bar. If he feels he can't, some of us don't want to respect him. He should bow out. But if he continues to sit on TV and talk to our talent the way he keeps doing, we will come for him boot for boot. Because you can't talk to our artist of the year like you are talking to some school feeding program children. I know they understand. You go and sit on a national television, watch the host, watch your colleague guests, not have any positive things to say about the winner on the night, the biggest winner on the night, and tell us that you have science and data to back the trash you are talking. It's when to me science and data. Make it make sense to me. I have science and data. And so saying you went to me you want science and data.
Yeah, sign language.
Even the person you are trying to fight for, the artist you are trying to fight for, has congratulated that artist now. Claiming say what science and data against on who winning. We're congratulating on Aboni Simaman. Who are you? Who are you? So that sort of disrespect. An academy has sat down to make their votes. The public have also sent in money to make their votes.
Yeah.
And you just sit down, board members.
Yeah.
And you sit down and use 5 seconds on United Showbiz to destroy the whole structure. Just because of what? Then I'll share.
Because his presentation made the whole thing look like King Promise did not deserve it, but some people just placed him there.
I mean, what sense does it make? Even the person you are trying to fight for has congratulated. From all the nominees in the category, the one he has rivalry with even congratulated. So he has even seen the work input the guy has done. But you, the one sitting behind TV, camera, have gone out to go and trash every work he has done. Then I'll pay. I mean, this is the second time I'm seeing you drop a below belt conversation. Third time, maybe remember you.
Any if I register.
Maybe I give you the benefit of the doubt, especially maintain one common entertainment industry. Now me till first one me mark it down. Second one me mark it down. Can promises are art. Yen yakuma. No. Yen crime for you wanna heart that. So if you think you have your artist you want to support, the same way we wouldn't disrespect King Paluta, we wouldn't want you to disrespect Shatta Wale and then King Gregory. Yen into what problem pacho can problem no offer can promise when Timamba show ne so and ask now or person man on 1G so that we know that there's a problem. But don't go and be hiding behind important industry discussions and make it look like you are stating facts and deep thoughts when you know it's based on hate or probably personal sentiment, I beg you. Oga crack. That was what Sammy Flex did. He's an artist manager. Went to watch an opponent and still came back to give a positive review.
Yeah.
This is the role of a journalist. Oh yeah, media law. Oh yeah, media. These things are part of the etiquette.
It's fact.
What only a political party ejuma nche say obe a journalist now bet na sit no ma political party now only ejuma obe ke bia ma no. You're a host. Your role is different. Say what you saw, then you leave it at that. But now still you want to align, make it look like they are, even if political they are wrong, still person do not man. I don't know what is wrong with you. Or share, or who nipa perform and I say, artist will perform. Oh no, that was one of his favorite artists that performed on the night. He had his own team, how do you call it, fans from the camp he's managing. Bash him. But that is the truth. That is journalism. That is why you will never see Sammy Flex being abused. And even if he's being abused, people are ready to fight for him without him saying a word. Because he says it as it is. And as a journalist, I believe in that. Fairness, honesty. Men could TV. Did you see Stoneboy's performance? Yes. How did you see it? How do you rate it? Oh, it was very appalling. I mean, he could have done better. When you know very well what he did is a masterclass. You should be learning from Sammy Flex.
Long John, the mama for you.
That's that cholesterol.
Long John, mama for you too. What's up to me? I'm about to they abuse me, Papa. They abuse me, Papa. Yes, I know how to defend and deflate the abuse.
And me post to be which was Shatta Wale knows that I'm the only artist and journalist, big artist and journalist brand. Then someone came to comment, approve. Okay. When I saw the approve, then I saw that there's a Flex Empire badge on that person's account, which means he's a top fan, like he's a proper follower. So I screenshot that and then post it and said that you are a top fan. And on that comment section there, people started giving it to him like that, and I'm saying, so one you are a top fan. He's a top fan.
Oh my word! So among other things that we'll be coming back to talk about will be Long John versus DJ Slim and his other guys. His name is Striker. I don't know what is happening. Maybe change. Long John becoming.
Striker.
Have you also heard or seen happenings around Kojo Sheldon and Shatta Wale? We will come back to talk about that later. So stay tuned and wait for some more. Special thank you to Intimdo, to Solomon Chemo, to Roland Amate, to Desert. Hey. To Long John before I come to Desert, Sam Tuga, and Theophilus Digos, aka Kofi on it, photography. Until then, be safe. It's here in Swan Friday, I don't know show around you. Say so betting your for next time.
Choose a proper hill.
Think about it before you die. We're out of here. Bye.
Everybody check now. Check it. Check it. Check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Check it. Green select glucometer. Check it. Push sugar level for check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now. This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.